want to show you guys a few different muscle up progressions that we do at the facility, different variations, kind of how we teach it for our CrossFit clients, as well as the few athletes that see us doing it and are curious to give it a shot. We're going to go through basically a strict muscle up, kipping one, how to tie them together until they can tie them together unbroken. We'll go through them, how we perform them on a bar, and then I'll show you something that we kind of thought up one day that takes the muscle up to a whole new level. So starting off, we're going to go first with the, basically a strict muscle up. The very first thing that you have to learn how to do is grab the rings with the false grip. False grip basically means it's going to go across here, back through that hand. So this is how you typically hold the rings. Now we're going to come over all the way through. So now see how my hands can face together when that would be normal. Now my knuckles can touch. So first part of a strict muscle up, the biggest key that nobody really seems to do is once they get that false grip, if you pretend that I'm kind of hanging, is you want to pull your knuckles stay together all the way to your chest. What that'll do is by going into your chest, that'll give you the power to be able to throw yourself through. What a lot of people will do is they'll get here and they'll get so rushed and so anxious to throw themselves through that when they get to about this position, they go here, they go wide, then they just fall back out. So you want to make sure that you're here in that full row, pulling all the way to your chest before you flip through. So what we'll tend to do is we'll do the exercise kind of like you just saw me doing on the rings, or we'll come in with the partner and we'll have to go false grip, and we'll have someone sit underneath and kind of assist them just so they feel that row going all the way to their chest. So what that looks like unassisted is false grip. You want to come up, you pull, and that pulls yourself through. So again, false grip, keep those rings tight, up, and that pulls you through. And then press it back up to the top. So now, one of the big things is once you get the strict muscle up, now the kip makes it a lot easier. We like to really try to get at least the strength to get that strict muscle up before we start working on the kip. So once we get into workouts involving around multiple rounds of them, or something like that, the strength's there to make sure that the injuries and support stays with the movement the whole time. So our kip, basically the exact same thing. We'll always false grip it at least for the first one. Kip's going to be just like you would a pull-up kip. We're here, head's going through, shoulders acting as a brake, and that's going to pop you up. So it'll look basically there and throw you up. Now the key is how we go into them unbroken. When we go down, a lot of people will just drop. We actually try to descend and go down kind of into a J, into like an L-sit type position, and that'll swing our legs back. So from here, we'll go down, and that pulls it straight back into the kip. If you see, make sure what you don't want to do is go straight back down, because then you have no kip, or you'll start your kip too late and end up way back here and not be able to pull yourself through. Alright, so the next variation that you're starting to see a lot more of in CrossFit workouts is actually you muscle up off a bar. It seems to be, muscle up is the one that the kind of exercise that everybody was after for so long, and now that it's becoming pretty mainstream and a lot of people are starting to get it, they're starting to throw in variations like off a bar, stuff like that. I actually learned how to do it first off a bar because in our old facility we didn't have rings. So this, now that we have rings, I haven't done it off a bar in a while, but it's still basically the same concept. The only difference is when we go, instead of going up with knuckles here, pulling to that chest, when we kip on this one, we want to kind of throw ourselves not up, but we want to try to throw ourselves forward and bury that bar in our stomach. And so what that means is we want to end up from that kip, as we kip, we'll come through, bury it here, and now it's just a straight press up to finish that muscle up dip position. A lot of people will try to go vertical, and so that kip, they end up here, tucked away far, or pushed way far away from the bar, and they can't get those hands over, and they can't get those elbows through to press it out. So what it's going to look like is basically grabbing the bar the same way. We like to go thumbs over. Our bar is a little different because we have neutral grip in the middle, so we can't go a true false grip. But here you're getting your kip, and remember, throw yourself over the bar towards the front, or throw yourself forward instead of up. So there's your kip. We're here. Now I'm sitting here. Now I'm basically press. Now I just press up to finish the muscle up. Compared to going straight up, when it's one movement, you don't get that break. Back down. See how I finished here? Now you can press it up. All right, final variation that we kind of discovered after screwing around in the facility was we were thinking of just ways, different ways you can do muscle ups, and one day we thought we'd try it off the ropes. It's very different. There's no, it's pretty much more of a explosive kip with the strength movement. There's not a ton of technique because it's just muscling actually through it. So it actually, to me, gives it the best definition of its name. So the way we're going to do this is arms go up. They're going to go around the rope. So you're here up tall. It's where it's wrapped around you one time. You're hanging, and then it's going to be an explosive kip and a press it out. The key to this one is you have to keep everything tight because there's nothing that you're really grabbing that's going to be solid and supportive. So if elbows and arms drift out, that rope's going to go and you lose it right then. So here, try it. And then it's just a rope dip to press out. And if you'll see, the ropes wrap around. Basically that's because you saw how much difficult it is. The kip gets you up, but then it becomes a full straight press on an unstable type object, which makes it a ton more difficult.